Hi, this is Frank Buck, and welcome to the case of the underwater teacher. This one's all about email expectations. You know, there are times when people don't treat us the way that we think that we need to be treated. You're going to see in something that someone posted on Facebook exactly what I'm talking about, and it relates to something you and I deal with on a daily basis. Email, how quickly should we respond? To what should we respond and not respond? This teacher writes as follows. I teach 270 band students in grades 6 through 8. I do an excellent job of emailing home all info preemptively, sending home hard copies, posting them in Google Classroom, etc. My program has grown by over 100 kids in the past few years, and I'm at the point where I need to have a better system, if at all possible, to handle the influx of emails. What have you done to train or retrain parents about email expectations? I'm underwater with all the emails, and I'm also enabling them by responding in a very timely manner, almost within the hour. I check email and respond all day and night, it seems. Parents need to ask three, then me, as much as their kids do. They also need to read our correspondence better. If anyone has any advice on how to handle this particular issue, I would love to hear it. Or this might be a crazy thing for me to try and fix. Well, it's not a crazy thing, and it's something that I think we can fix fairly quickly and fairly easily. We do have this problem, as this teacher does, of people email us and the answer to their question isn't something we've already given them. In this case, it's probably a band handbook, it's in the newsletter. What would really be good was if the parent would read instead of just emailing us. But you see, I've learned two things in life. We teach people how to treat us. And secondly, people do what's easy. And so what we've got to do is make the right thing the easiest thing. In this particular case, what's been the easiest thing for parents is just simply to email this teacher instead of reading the correspondence that she sent home. Let's flip that on its head. Let's use technology to help us. I'm going to show you a little tool, a free tool called Auto Text Expander for Google Chrome. So let's share my screen and show you what I'm talking about. In your browser, you're going to simply search for Auto Text Expander for Google Chrome. It's the first hit. And when it comes up, we're just simply going to install it. Mine says remove from Chrome because I've already got it. It's going to install it for you. And when it installs, you're going to see a little icon on your toolbar. It looks like kind of a speaker pointed each way. I don't know if you can see mine up here. But when we click it, what you have the opportunity to do is put something long, some long text on one side and a little shortcut on the other. And I want you to see what I've done here. I have composed an email. Thank you for your question. That one does happen to be included in our band handbook. If you need the URL, it's and it gives it to you, so forth and so on. So this is really a generic email. And then what I've done over on this side is assigned a little shortcut of comma H. And I'm going to save that. So here's what's going to happen. Anytime I get an email and I know that the question that's being asked, that the answer is in that band handbook, I'm just simply going to hit reply and then type comma H. Let's give you an example of what that's going to look like. So let's say the parent has sent an email and now we're replying to it. I'm just going to hit comma H. And look what's happened. The whole thing has appeared there for me. Now, why comma H? A nice little tip is for your little shortcuts, start it with a comma followed by a letter, because what you want to avoid is using any keyboard combination that you're going to be using as you type other things anyway. Otherwise, you're going to get this whole thing in the middle of something where you don't want it. But we would never be typing anything where we have a comma followed by some other text. So comma H, and here is the response to any question that's covered in the handbook. So let's say, on the other hand, maybe it's a newsletter. We get the question from the parent. We know that the answer is in a recent newsletter. So you just simply go and do a similar one. And we can just say add. We would type our text here, a nice little beginning with a thank them for their question, so forth and so on. We would give them the link to the newsletter archives, and then over in the shortcut, it might be something like comma in, save that, and then every time we get an email that where the answer is in the newsletter from weeks past, we just simply reply and comma in, it puts that in there for them. So easy way to solve that problem. So people do the thing that's the easiest thing. So let me ask you, in this particular case, what's the easier thing for the parent? First, to email the teacher and then wait a day or so for a response, because I'd recommend don't respond to emails immediately, because then you just set yourself up for that expectation. So handle them within 24 hours. But what's easier? The parent sends the email a day later, they get an email back that says, refer to the handbook, here's the link, where then they can go through and see if they can find the response. Or would it be easier for them to just go ahead and look at the handbook themselves and in 5 minutes or less find the answer? We teach people how to treat us, and the right thing is the easiest thing. So let's learn to set up things so that the right thing is also the easiest thing. In the words of Viktor Frankl, between stimulus and response, there's a space. In that space is our power to choose our responses. In our responses lies our growth and our freedom. You get to decide what works on you and what doesn't. So choose wisely. Thanks for stopping by. This has been Frank Buck, helping you get organized and make it look easy.